Hi, this is Jessica Shaw. I am going to show you how to add hyperlinks to Google Slides. Before I show you how to add the hyperlinks, however, I'm going to show you an example of one that I have already created. This was a lesson that was created for my students on working with decimals using obviously addition and subtraction. What the students had to do when they got to this slide was they were to click on one of these symbols, either the addition one or the subtraction one. Each symbol would link them to, in this case, a website. There's an example of the website. The students would take the quiz, and then when they were finished, they would go back to the interactive lesson, and they would click on either the yes or the no after they answered the question. Did they pass with an 80% or higher? If they did not pass with an 80% or higher, they would click on this rectangle, and that rectangle would be hyperlinked to another Google slide. And this slide would provide students with text, video, or practice. Each one of these shapes were also a link that would bring them, one to a video on YouTube, this to a website that was a text, this to a website that was a text on how to do addition and subtraction. This one brought them to a website that allowed them to practice addition and subtraction. When they finished all of this slide and they got everything they needed, they would click on the rectangle next, which was hyperlinked again to another slide. We'll bring them back to the slide, and this is the addition and subtraction. So that is an example of the hyperlinks that happened. Now let's talk about how I did that. I first start by clicking on the slide that I want to add the link to. And this will be slide 2. Then I go up to Insert, and I choose something. You can hyperlink anything. So you can put an image in there. You could put a video, which is a link in and of itself, or you can add a shape. So I'm going to add a shape, and I'm going to add an arrow. So now I'll put the arrow up here a little bit. This arrow is part of the slide now. If I click out of these blue lines over here, I'm now in the text box, and I'm no longer on the arrow. It's very important that you click on the one that you want to link, so that you don't get confused. If I click down here and try to add a link, I will be adding a link to the text box. Here I want to add a link just to my arrow. So I clicked on the blue. This is just the arrow right now. When I'm done now, there are a few ways that I can add the link. I can right click, and down here where it says link, I can do it that way. I could also hit Control K. Or if I don't want to do either of those, click on the arrow. I can come up to Insert, and I can click Link this way. Once I click Link, this window shows. And this is where I can link. I can link within the slide presentation, which is what I'm going to do right now. I can click the next slide, or the previous slide, or if I can scroll down, I can click the first slide, this last slide. I can click slide 1. So I'll click slide 1 so that you can see what that looks like. This is where I'm going to go. If I click on the arrow, it will bring me back to slide 1. When I hit apply, that hyperlink is there. So when I click present, and if I go back to slide 1, start with slide 1, I hit my arrow to go to slide 2, just on the keyboard. I can then click on the arrow, see how the hand shows up? That now will link me back to the first slide. So that is a hyperlink to the first slide. Now, if I wanted to click on another hyperlink, and I wanted to link it to a website, then I could do this. I could come over here and insert another shape. Do the shape this time. A text box is always fun. Then what I would do is I could right click. I could use the insert. If I'm on Google Chrome, I can push both my fingers down. It is the equivalent of right clicking. And then click link. And then I can go to a new tab. I could type in Math Playground. I could copy it, come back to my presentation, click in, and I use Control-C to copy. I'll use Control-V to paste, and then apply it. What I've effectively done is created a hyperlink to an internet website. This, when I click on it, will show me what my hyperlink is. So if I need to go back and say, what did I hyperlink this to? I can come and just click on the shape when I'm working on my presentation, and I can see exactly where I brought it. Now, if we want to see how that looks in our presentation, I can start and click on it when I see the hand, and it brings me to Math Playground. When I'm done playing in Math Playground, I can go back to my slide. And in presenting, I can go back and click it that way. So there's one more thing I want to show. When you are presenting your Google Slides, actually, let's start at the first one. It will run something like this. As your first slide, you would advance your slide the way you normally would, either with your clicker or with your 4 keys on the keyboard. At slide 2, you would use your cursor to bring it over to the area that is linked or hyperlinked. In this case, it is the arrow. This one will bring us back to our slide. So when you are done with that and you are ready to continue on with your slide, you would continue on as normal. When you get to the one you wanted to hyperlink, you would hyperlink it then. This now concludes my tutorial on how to add hyperlinks to Google Slides. I hope that you found it very informative. Thank you.